Very, very, very excited that we're able to not only, do these consistently, but just very, very thankful for all the great athletes we have in our state. So we got one of our elites coming in tonight, giving us a breakdown of where he's going to spend the next 5 days. I'm gonna get this guy right now in the waiting room for us, or not get him out of the waiting room. Let's get him on the stage right now. And there he is, right there, the man himself, Jarvis Little.
Yes, sir.
There's Jarvis Little Jr.
Yes.
I can't be disrespecting your dad like that. How we doing tonight?
Doing great.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, like I said, man, we really appreciate your time, because I know that this is the first for us. Normally, we'll have people putting them up in their social medias, like the people that we had before had them up in their social medias. But you're actually going to make the announcement here on our podcast. So,
yes, sir.
Pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. So, kind of walk us through before we go into where you're going to be spending the next 5 years of your career here. Kind of take us through like when the recruiting process started, and kind of who you kind of narrowed it down to a little bit here as of recent.
All right, so my recruiting process, like when I started getting looked at by colleges, was a little bit into like January of my junior season, a little bit after state, and the college I'm coming to right now, they were actually the first college that started looking at me, and then I narrowed it down to like about four different colleges that really wanted me to come. I took visits to 4 different colleges, and then I got it down to my top 2, and then I decided to go with this college because they kind of showed me the most love throughout the whole recruiting process, right. And this place where I feel like it's going to be like family for the next 4 to 5 years that I'm going to be there.
That's awesome. Now, who are the 4 that you kind of narrowed it down to?
Okay, so it was West Point,
okay,
UTC, App State, and I forgot the fourth one. Those are the main 3 that I forgot what the 4th one was.
Okay. Yeah, I think you were taking a little bit of visit like at Maryland and in Missouri and places like that, right? Little Rock.
I decided not to go unofficial there. I take unofficials there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I mean, but those 3 right there. I mean, those are 3 really, really great programs here, especially in the South. That you could really blossom at it. And I've told people, just all over. I mean, that would call and inquire about you. I mean, in my opinion, you're a steal. I mean, you've got so much talent and so much left in the tank. I mean, whoever's getting you is going to be very, very, very fortunate. So, but so the recruiting process, was it pretty stressful or no?
Somewhat, yeah, because coaches kind of pressure you to like commit as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. They want to lock you down, which that's not a bad thing, but yeah, it's a lot of pressure on the kids.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like I said, it's, I mean, you obviously were recruiting a lot more heavier than I was. I can remember back in the day in the early 90s, how that process even went down. But I know, being in it in the college level for a number of years, just getting kids, just the strategy it takes to get recruits in and to get them, interested in your program, and then get them on campus and, get them to where they're looking, to spend the next 5 years of their life. That's, in my opinion, it's ultimate level of sales, I mean, because not only yourself, but you got to trust, the staff you're going to be, working with and competing for, and also, compete or trust the teammates to be great teammates and to keep you, on the straight and narrow, that have like-minded, visions and goals moving forward, and to sell parents on taking care of their kid for the next 5 years, man. I tell you what, college coaches, they've got quite a job for them, that's for sure. So yeah, but it's good though. But it's got to be kind of a cool recruiting process though, huh?
Yeah, it's still cool. The whole recruiting process is really cool. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And I'm truly blessed to be able to experience it too.
Yeah, no, that's good, and that's good. That's great to hear, because I mean, a lot of kids out there obviously don't get the opportunities like you have, to have people pay you to come on campus and show them what they got and show them what the program has to offer, and it's nice to be it's always nice to be wanted, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tell you what, without further ado, where you spend the next 5 years, Jarvis? Let's see what you got. Come on.
Sir. Appalachian State.
The black and the gold. There it is. Yes, sir. My man, Coach John Mark Bentley. I love it. Well, you know what? I'm going to consider this is usually the way it happens, listeners, but I always get the insight too. So I know Chattanooga fans. I know. It seems like I'm turning on you guys. Listen, I'm about. John Mark gave me this. I worked his camps the last couple of years, so he's given me a lot of App State gear. And actually, my company does this. So I love John Mark. He is awesome. His program is fantastic. And yeah, I do have. I'm sorry, my Chattanooga family back home. I do have App State gear. A lot of it because I love it. I tell you what, Jarvis, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. What a great opportunity. What you said that they were the first ones to really show some interest in you.
Yeah, they came to Tennessee State tournament and they were following me. We got to talk to them at national NCAA nationals in Virginia Beach. So those are both 2 long trips that they made out just to see me. So that's a lot of love they're showing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting because, like I said, I've literally known John Mark Bentley for, my goodness, 15 years. It's been a while since I was coaching at Chattanooga. And he's just an amazing person. I really appreciate his friendship, and I couldn't be happier for you to be in, a program that he's running, because now the last couple of years, I would never, when I was at Chattanooga, I was always doing his camp gear. My company would, but he would never bring me in for a camp to actually do camp, So I rightfully so. I probably wouldn't have done that either, just because, you don't want to have the enemy attracting kids. But now, since I've kind of been out of the D1, kind of realm there, and now I'm kind of freed up. I've done his camp the last 2 years, and not only his camp is just as a well-oiled machine, but his program and the way he runs his program, and just the control he has over it, the culture he has built there. I tell you what, that's a great program to be at.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but he actually, so you mentioned him being at Tennessee State tournament, because I know that I think didn't they initially contact you at the Super 32s last year?
Oh yeah, it started way back. Yeah, way back to Super 32s. Yeah, they came and watched me there too. That's where we first got connected.
Yeah, that's Super 32s. Yeah, because I remember him getting a hold of me, say, "How's this Jarvis Little kid?" I said, "Well," he's dang tough. I said, it's interesting that you asked that, because he's actually in our Young Guns room a couple of times a week, throughout the season. So I thought I kind of, helped him through like your work ethic and kind of what you're about, and just and then we kept in touch about you. He's kept kept asking questions and just asking about your family and all that stuff. And then I don't know if he knew, but he literally got in a car the morning of the state tournament that Thursday and drove all the way out here. And he's like, "I'm coming out. You going to be at the state tournament?" I said, "Yep, I'll be there." Fair enough. He said, "I'm coming." I said, "When?" "Tomorrow morning." I was like, "All right, let's go." So yeah, so I remember. Yeah. So we had multiple discussions about you, and so it's no shocker to me that he's about that interest there. So what kind of, other than them being first to the game, what really attracted you about their program and what they're doing out there in Boone?
It's a small campus, but it's still nice. So, there's not going to be a lot of distractions for me at this. So I can actually just keep my head down and work hard on my wrestling and my school. And I really like the people there too. They're good, hardworking kids who also like to have fun on the side too, which is really important.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I mean, and I've said this for years. Actually, it's a real good buddy of mine, Cody Cleveland, and I had this discussion. We had this discussion. It was probably a good 4 or 5 years ago, but I think Cody was at Navy at the time, Navy in Citadel, and I was at Chattanooga, Cal Poly, and all that stuff. But we were like, John Mark Bentley does as much with what he has as any coach in the Division I level. I mean, just the amount of kids that he has go through his camp every summer, the amount of money that camp raises for his program, that he puts towards the program. Again, I didn't see the culture firsthand as a competitor, but now the last couple of years as a camp instructor of his, I've seen firsthand, the culture that he has developed there. And I'm telling you what, you're in a really good spot, because they've had a lot of success here recently. You had the Milner kid, kept them All-American. They're pumping All-Americans out of there for sure. So, yep. And I'm assuming that's what you're going there with.
Yes, sir.
The prize, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's awesome. So now, as far as your training situation there, what do you have there at App State that you really thought that was going to help you further your wrestling along?
They have a 133 pounder who's there right now. He was a U20 national finalist. Mm-hmm. So he's pretty good. They have a couple other 125 pounders and 41 pounders that I've gone with at their camps who are pretty good too. Mm-hmm. And then Coach Bentley gets on the mat too and rolls around there too. And they got Coach Patterson, new guy that brought in. Yeah, he'll get on the mat with us too. So that's good for me.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a huge pickup when they got Coach Patterson a couple years back. I mean he was a freaking stud at Oklahoma, and yeah, that was a huge pickup. I got to meet him like obviously the last 2 summers. He was actually the first summer I worked at camp. He was just getting there, and yeah, just a great guy. It was his first year, and then got to know him pretty well last year, and yeah, just really good people. And if you ever get too big for them, Jarvis, you can tangle with Coach Diabe if you want.
Yeah, I got Coach Diabe for
Not sure how well that's going to work out for you, but yeah, you can always do that if you feel a little frisky.
Yes, sir. Never afraid.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So like I said, App State commit now. Now moving forward here throughout the season, you got season coming up here. Have you guys competed yet?
Yeah, we had our first home duel yesterday.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right. Who'd you guys wrestle?
Rockville.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And it went pretty well, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I think we only lost like 2 matches.
Yeah. Now, what do you guys got coming forward? Because I know your guys' schedule, the summit schedule that Coach Miller puts together is no joke.
Yeah, we got a Black Horse individual tournament. That's tomorrow and Saturday, and then we got two duels next week and plus Cleveland duels next Saturday, and then the following week we have Beast of These.
Oh wow, that's right. You guys are going back to the Beast. Are you guys going back to Knockout this year?
No, we're going to Brecksville this year.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Ohio. Damn,
yeah,
you guys are loaded.
Yeah, that's a tough tournament.
Yeah. Good for you guys, man. That's awesome. Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. And, that's why you and Landon are, getting the kind of attention that you guys got. Obviously, he's, Landon, recent Ohio State commit. Now you're at App State, Coach Miller cranking out 2 D1 kids out of there 1 year. So he can't beat that. And he's got some other young horses in the stable, too, that I'm sure are, going to catch the eye of some teams moving forward. So, yeah, that's awesome. Good deal. Now, getting back to a little bit about your college, I guess, recruiting experience, and it hasn't always been easy, I'm sure, as far as where you were at, maybe like your sophomore year or maybe your 8th year or something like that. Kind of walk us through, like, kind of, because I don't think you were real highly touted, like as a young kid. I mean, you weren't on a whole lot of radars, as a 9th grader. I don't think you were on any radars. So now, how did you start getting yourself on the radar to get the attention of these D1 schools?
It was just going to more tournaments and actually like being disciplined enough to like do the thing I need to do to compete well at the tournaments. Like, obviously, I think my skills are good enough to compete anywhere. Like, but the thing was freshman and sophomore year, like I just wasn't disciplined enough to be at the right weight, and so I wasn't like placing at these high tournaments. So like junior year, towards the end of sophomore year, I kind of changed some things around and got more disciplined and decided to do the things I needed to do, and got the results I got.
Yeah. Now, as far as like the discipline that you're talking about, and being in the right weight class, that had a lot to do with it, with nutrition and all your extra workouts and stuff like that, didn't it? Yeah.
So after freshman year, I got a nutritionist, and I started like adding more workouts, like being more disciplined, being consistent. Like even if I was on weight already, I'd still go get my run in that I always get in after practice just for consistency.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you would go and probably work out in the morning.
Yeah.
And then work out in the afternoon, obviously, and then go get a run in after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. I mean, because those people, some of the kids that don't know, I mean, obviously Jarvis, is in Spartan Wrestling Club, very successful wrestling club here in Middle Tennessee, but he also, he's pretty very, very consistent to our Young Guns practices. Yeah. And, if people want to know what it's like, to get yourself on that level and to have people, get yourself in front of some D1 coaches and get that exposure, you got to do well in those national tournaments. And you got to go seek out the best competition. And you and Landon and Braden and, your whole summit crew, comes up, your brother Zachary come up to, to get the best workout partners in the area. And that was one of the things I told him, when John Mark, would ask me, what you were about and kind of, what your work habits were and all that stuff. I said, well, he's up there. He's there every Sunday and he doesn't miss on Wednesday nights. He goes to his practice and he comes up Wednesday night practice. So that doesn't tell you something. I mean, they live 45 minutes away. So it's kind of what it takes. So, huh?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So now on the national level, you mentioned that a little bit as far as like the different tournaments and stuff like that. When do you think it was, what was a tournament that kind of helped you like say, you know what, I can belong here. I can compete. I can do this.
Probably NHSCA's sophomore year. Because I beat a ranked kid there to place at a tournament. and that was my first year into placing at that too. So that gave me a lot of confidence. I went out. That was a pretty good summer for me too, because I went to my regional tournament. I won my regional tournament up a weight class, and I did fairly well at Fargo. I knocked off a couple of dudes. I didn't place, but I made it to the blood rounds, which was significantly better than I did the year before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're always in those weight classes where there's just, I mean, you got so many hammers in there. Yeah. I mean, it's a freaking bloodbath, when you get in, at the weight class that you compete at. It's just, there's so many good kids, that are at those weight classes. So it's pretty, it's really impressive. Like I said, when you really started turning the corner on the national level, it was really cool to see, and just seeing that confidence coming from you was really exciting. So
confidence was a big part of it too. You gotta always believe that you can do it. If you don't believe, then it's not going to happen. Yeah,
no, I agree. I 100% agree. So now academically, what are you looking at studying when you get to App State?
Food science or health science, the kind of like dietetics.
Wait, what?
Food science.
That's not Jarvis Little. Jarvis Little I know was the Jarvis Little that I chewed your butt for eating gummy worms and stuff like that all day long. When you're whatever sophomore, when I was coming down there to run practices. You telling me that now you are this much into this nutrition thing that you are going to go and do the nutrition route?
Yeah, things have changed.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. I'm telling you, people, it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Yep.
And I can testify where Jarvis was like his sophomore year when it came to diet and nutrition and weight loss and everything else. Yeah, I can 100% testify that. So yeah, no, that's awesome. That's good. They have a really good program there then, huh?
Yeah.
Good. So you want to go do that for 5 years, and then what does it look like? What are you going to use that degree for when you're done?
So actually, I have a plan that I've been thinking about for a few years. So so I want to wrestle obviously after, but if that wrestling doesn't work out, I got a plan so I can go down to Atlanta and I can like study in labs there for like 3 to 4 years, and then I can eventually open up my own Chick-fil-A after that.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah.
Tell you what, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I would tell you those Chick-fil-A's. I mean, you got to be. It's crazy like that with that franchise. How difficult it is to get one of those franchises.
Yeah.
You've looked into it, obviously, right?
Yeah, I looked. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be incredibly high character. You got to be just faith-based. I mean, but once you open a Chick-fil-A, man, I had never seen. I've been in very, very few Chick-fil-A's where there ain't no line. You know what they say, Jarvis. The best places always have lines.
Yes, sir. And always.
Chick-fil-A always has a line. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I'm glad because now I got somebody in the Chick-fil-A world.
I'll be getting you those discounts.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, when I come to Atlanta, I'll get free Chick-fil-A. That's awesome. Good. Well, along the journey here, and we'll kind of wrap it up a little bit here. But along the journey, I mean, you've obviously had a lot of people that have been very, very influential with you as far as bringing you along and getting you to this level. I'm going to let you use this time right here to kind of drop a few names. And I know a lot of them, but I'm just, with your family and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I want to, who are you thankful for in your life that helped you get to where you're at?
Definitely my whole family, my mom, my dad, my 2 brothers, my coaches, Coach Miller, he's the one that got me into wrestling. You obviously, and my club coach have helped me with everything along my journey. And my other coaches on my team, Coach Posey, Coach TNUSAW, Coach Sean. They'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I never want to hear it, but it always helps me out in the end. My practice partners too, Landon TNUSAW, Brain Leach, Jackson Borden, Mikey Posey, they all helped me along the way, just pushing me to be the best I possibly can.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I could see the excitement that you got to go to App State, and it seems like you're really, really happy with this decision, and it's probably a pretty difficult one though. It kind of gets difficult though, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're pretty confident in the decision though.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to help me achieve my goals.
Yep. Now, what's the goals moving forward?
I want to be a 4-time NCAA champion.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Well, I tell you right now, man, you without question have the ability. No doubt about it. You just keep cranking and keep grinding and keep doing what you do and keep getting better and keep improving and listen to Coach Bentley and listen to Coach Diabe and listen to Coach Patterson and that whole App State crew. And man, you do that, you'll be right where you need to be. They got a good one, that's for sure. So I'm super, super proud of you, buddy. I'm really proud of you. And yeah, that's awesome. Like I said, my
Thank
boy
you.
John Mark, he's he's getting into Tennessee. Look out, people. He's like I said, it was awesome seeing him at that at the Tennessee State tournament. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's awesome. You're in great hands. Cool. Well, Jarvis, anything else for anybody else?
With maximum effort and a can-do attitude, you can do anything.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. And having guys like you, Jake Stacy, Cooper Hilton, that are signing and getting these D1s, Landon DeSell, getting all these getting these D1 looks and getting commitments, and man, it's awesome. I mean, my job here as Tennessee State chairman is getting better and better and better as we go. So you definitely won't be the last one, I'm sure.
Definitely not at all.
Yep. Now we got to get your brother Zachary.
Zachary. Yeah.
So we can get him at App State, huh? Get him a little look.
Yeah.
Get you guys in the same squad again.
Possibly. Yeah. That'd be cool.
I love it. Well, Jarvis, man, we really appreciate you coming on here and breaking the news to us and first and foremost, and
yes,
before your Instagram even. Dang, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel pretty excited. I think a lot had to do with the fact that you have a match tomorrow. The schedule didn't work out, so you know what, we got it and it's good. But whatever the case is, we're happy to have you.
Yep, no problem.
All right, my man. We appreciate you. Like I said, congratulations again, and congratulations to the App State staff. Got a good one here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Later.
See you.